I just picked up Batman #1, Matt Fraction, Jorge Jimenez, the new Batman #1. There's actually only 3 Batman #1s now ever in the world. So this is supposed to be a pretty big deal. I'm in the middle of reading it, and I'll tell you what I think when I'm finished. So I just finished reading the new Batman #1, Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez. Here are some thoughts. Right off the bat, it feels like watching a new Batman movie where everything seems familiar, but it's definitely a fresh new take. So it was kind of really interesting. Like, you knew that this was the reason why they started with a new #1. Even though there's things that followed up from the previous, a lot of things were changed and are different now. Like, Gotham seems different, Batman seems different, even the storytelling and some of the other elements seem different. Possible spoiler alerts. It also has a focus on Batman's toys, his gadgets, and they always have a little like note on the side, like a sidebar that tells you what the gadget is and a little information about it. My question is, how much of the previous series did you need going into this? I would think probably none. However, like, things that people would find out pretty early on that's different if they haven't read Batman in quite a while is they quickly established that Gordon is no longer commissioner and he's just an officer and seems very recent, and the new commissioner is Vandal Savage. And you would know these if you had been reading Batman previously. However, there's some new things, some new elements that I'm not familiar with. I am caught up with Batman with exception of Hush 2. I'm currently going into Hush 2, so I haven't read that yet, but there's a mention of some kind of morphotoxin. So I don't know if that's from prior or if it's completely new. I don't think it's too big of a deal. It's easy to jump into. And it sounds like Batman and the Bat family are back to being wanted by the police. Now, that could have been a given, seeing as how Vandal Savage is the commissioner now. So it might have been pre-existing, but it's definitely like a point they made you know as if it were a new status quo. Also, this is just a curiosity thing. I wonder if there was a time jump because he has a new costume, new Batmobile, and there's a hollow Alfred. So like, there are a bunch of little new things, and also lots of new characters are introduced, which is cool. So like I said, it makes it feel very fresh, but I'm just wondering if there was a time jump. One thing that was really interesting at the end is that they had an interview with Matt Fraction where he discussed how every issue is going to be self-contained with a beginning, middle, and end, and each issue is going to have a new adventure, new style, new flavor, and a new take. All those things sound very interesting to me, and so I'd like to see that fulfilled. I'm curious how that will be fulfilled. Having read the first issue, I did notice at the end, even though it's a complete beginning, middle, and end type of thing, they do add a little something at the end that kind of either alludes to the overarching story or possibly something that leads into the next issue. The promo at the end that tells you what's coming in the series kind of reminds me of that first promo image of the Superman movie where Clark, or rather Superman, is just putting on his boots. That's what Batman looks like he's doing in this image. He's not completely dressed. And also at the end, there was a preview of the new DC KO event, which at first hearing about it sounded like it was just a big throwback to the brawls between heroes and heroes back in the 80s. However, it turns out it's going to be even bigger. It really sets the stage for continuing storyline of the DC All-In initiative. And the preview was good, because having Scott Snyder explain to you what's going to happen is a little different than how it's executed. Reading the preview, I really liked how they kind of walked you through what's going on. It was interesting. They're like playing a board game and setting the stage for what's going to happen, and it creates some interest. So now I'm quite excited for it. Yeah, and so that's it. So I'm looking forward to seeing the next issue and reading it and hearing about what other people think and what other theories they might have and what else they're excited about for the future of DC Comics.